Hello and welcome to the June update here at Revesby Estates on the farm. So June as a whole, we've had 18 millimeters of rain. Very localized rain in the area. Some areas have had well over 30-40 mil, but here at Revesby, fortunately we've missed most of that rain and we've only ended up with 18. We'd had 9 all the way up to the very end of June, and then we caught another shower what's topped it up. So very little rainfall, which is bringing the crops on very rapidly towards harvest, unfortunately. So within June, the rest of our produce, our stored wheat and beans has been leaving the farm. So in this video, I'll show you a little bit of how we get that wheat off farm and onto lorries and away, the system what we use. So the wheat's been gone. The lads in the yard have started getting the stalls all clean and spotless, ready to receive this year's harvest. And we also had our agri technology summer open day, where we had nearly 70 farmers onto the farm to have a look at the various trials we've got going on, where we're looking at new technologies, looking at best practice, and just share ideas really. So yeah, it's been a busy June. Now, as I'm stood in this field here, this is a crop of winter barley. Just whilst I'm stood here, I'll just show you what this looks like. So here we are. This is the barley. You can see very golden now. 2 weeks away, so I predict somewhere around the 10th to the 12th of July we'll be into this. If we have a look for the ears, here we go. Here is an ear of the barley. This is known as 6-row barley. Got 6 rows of grain upon it. Oh, that's off. There we go. There is the ear. These awns are now done. They will come off when it is harvested, and what we'll be left behind with, let's take a few out, break all them off, and there is the grains of the barley. That is what we'll end up with in our tank and then into our stores. This barley is destined, this is a feed barley, and it's destined to go off into animal food, probably into a compound of mainly for cattle, into their feed, or maybe pigs as a feed for them. Now, we've grown winter barley this year. It's for the first time in 6-7 years we've actually grown winter barley, but it's to bring our harvest a bit further forward. Our harvest was getting a bit later and later with our rotation, so we dropped this barley in the rotation. It stretches our rotation. There's another crop in it, so it pushes our oilseed rape now to 1 in 7, and it's helping us fight the dreaded blackgrass, because it's a very aggressive growing plant. As you can see, it's grown quite tall, it's quite thick, and it shades out the light, so it really helps shade out blackgrass. So we're using it as an agronomy tool to battle weeds, and it's also helping stretch our rape rotation, which again is all part of an integrated management system to lower the disease risk and the pest risk on our rape. And it's also a management tool because it's bringing our harvest a bit further forward, so we're not battling the worst of the weather as we get into September. So yeah, that's why we've got the winter barley. This is direct drilled, so straight as the wheats come off. This was drilled in end of September, direct into, with no work done at all. And as you can see, it looks like a nice crop of barley. You can just see at the moment the wispiness in the tram lines, the odd light. By wispiness I mean the lightness shining on the odd plant. That indicates at the moment it is not ready for harvest. When all them wispiness have gone, that is the point when we will get a sample of it and see where we're at. Just toying at the moment what we do with all this straw as well, because it's quite tall. Normally our policy is we chop all our straw back into the ground, because then we're feeding the biology within the soil. We're returning all the goodness what this plant has drawn out of the soil. A lot of that goodness is held within the straw, and dropping that back in. But this is destined to become oilseed rape next. Barley straw can be quite hungry. What I mean by that is because it's quite a thick straw, it takes up a lot of the nitrogens out of the soil as it's breaking down, because all the bugs what feed on it need nitrogen to feed them, so they take it out of the soil, lock it away from the next growing crop, and that can hinder the rape growing. So just toying at the moment with actually baling this straw away, so we haven't got too much residue left behind. I want a little bit to shade the rape out, but not too much. So we will probably leave a long stubble, so we've got some straw retained, but then the rest of it we will bale. We'll sell the bales off, so it's another income, but just to allow the next crop to have the best start, we probably will have to bale some of this straw away. Okay, let's go and take a look at the lorries leaving the yard then. So I thought I'd just show how we take the grain off the farm and then to the milling destination. So in these big silos behind me here, 1,500 tonne. So if you put that into bread loaves, the 1.5 million worth of bread loaves in each of these silos. So these are holding 1,500 tonne of wheat. And what we're going to do is take this wheat out of these and into a lorry. So if we look here, here's the silos. We can see identification, silo 1. So we know exactly which silo to get out of. This auger here is pulling the wheat from the middle of this silo up here, dropping it onto this conveyor, which is running. Just show you here. You can see the wheat passing by up here, drops down through here. We can send it different directions. That's going back off into the store. This is dropping into this conveyor. Again, you can see all the wheat whizzing by this little inspection window. That is then dropping down into this big lift elevator, which goes all the way up 20 meters up into the air, and then is dropping it into these 2 bulk silos here. These are designed so when the lorry comes, the lorry parks under here, and then we can open the 2 shutters and fill the lorry. So actually filling the lorry will take only about 4 minutes to actually fill a lorry. So when a lorry turns into the yard to going out the yard again, it's less than 10-minute turnaround. That's how we can empty these silos. So we'll get a lorry on and show it being filled. Here we go, the lorry. Here we go. The lorry's now just gonna back into position under here. So here we are, is now in position. And as you can see, the grain filling in to the lorry. There is half full now. You'll have 29 tonne in total on. Takes 4 minutes to load him and he's on his way. So this wheat now is off to be milled and will actually be turned into animal feed. This one for the chickens. Well, I hope you found this update informative again. So next one will be the July, and unless we get rain every single day, I think I can confidently say after you saw that barley that we will be into harvest. So yeah, look forward to showing you our July update with the start of our 2023 harvest. We will see you then.